What's up, you guys? Welcome to Fightful. It is March 18th, 2026. Sean Ross Sapp, and it's time to hump.
I'm excited.
We have a very effective, efficient humper here with us. I mean, one of the first people I saw when I looked at wrestling content on YouTube, actually. A wonderful gentleman. It's Greg. Good mic work, Greg. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Sean. Thanks for having me on. I can't believe it's taken us this long to actually speak to each other on camera, face to face.
I was saying off the air, like, I've seen your stuff so much, whether it be on social media, whether it be on YouTube. Like, I feel like we had, and it's like we had interacted on Twitter a bunch, obviously, but we had never done a show together.
Yeah.
Which is kind of wild.
Yeah. First time. So thanks for having me here. It's going to be fun. It's been kind of a day.
Oh yeah, you leave a thumbs up, guys, subscribe, all that stuff. Make sure you check out his channel as well. He does and has done for a long time, just incredible stuff over there, and one of the great guys in the wrestling community. But if you're here, get a super chat in, get a humper chat in. If you're new and you're like, what in the hell is that? You can send a super chat here on youtube.com/Fightful. And no matter what platform you're on, one of the many Twitter accounts that it streams to, Twitch, Facebook, all that good stuff, you can send humper chats at humper chats.com. That is hump, like a camel's hump, or perhaps some other recreational activities. But Greg, you mentioned it off the top. It's been a couple days.
Yeah.
It's been a couple days. So
yep.
Full disclosure, and listen, I mean, I feel weird even having you sit here while we talk about this, but like, listen, 2 days ago, Ricochet made what I think was a disgusting tweet about somebody with multiple sclerosis. I am completely fine if somebody comes at you, like taking little shots at them, dunking on them, whatever. Like, if they got an illness, like something like that, I'm like, I don't like that. And I like Ricochet a lot personally. Like, I see the trajectory of why it is he gets that stuff, and because he goes back at people, he gets it more. But
yeah,
like, somebody's sick, I'm not keen on that. I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
He apologized for it, and I can tell you guys, he was not forced to apologize. A lot of people think that like WBD or AEW did. I was told very, very specifically, no, they didn't make him apologize. It was like a him and his wife decision. Go out there, apologize, do the right thing. And I'm very glad that he did.
Same.
Yeah. Because I mean, that's, it's gross. I don't like that shit.
Yeah, I know. And plus, you know, it's one of those things where you got to imagine that it was just a knee-jerk reaction, emotions bubbled over. You're right. He goes back at people online. So if you can imagine what Ricochet's DMs must look like, some of the things that he gets said just publicly, not to mention what's probably said to him privately from fans, just spewing this hate and nonsense. And it's just a constant stream of this stuff. And then it's one of those things where you probably wish you could suck the words right back into your mouth.
Sure.
The minute you said it, you know, like just, I shouldn't have let it get that far, and I took it too far. He apologized, and that was the right thing to do, is to apologize. But I think that based on how much flack he gets, I can see how somebody might lose control of their emotions for a second. And that's probably what happened here. And hey, at least he apologized.
And I'll see people that are saying like he needs to stay off social media. Like, listen, 98% of what he tweets is a character with some truth splashed in. Like, that's just the way that it is. But this was not. This was too far.
Yeah.
It was gross. It was like not okay. It was
too personal.
Not the right thing to do.
Yeah. And like, even what she said, you know, that she didn't deserve that comment back.
Yeah.
You know,
and I'm not familiar with her account or what she tweets, or if she does that type of stuff herself. I don't know. I am of the belief you give people the same energy they give you back. And listen, there's a whole lot of people that don't like me as a result of that. Like, and I get it, but like, that's where I'm like, okay, you're not going to see me doing something like that, because I just don't. I think it's way too far.
Yeah,
there will be people that are like, Sean, you're trying to fight people in the DMs. That doesn't happen. Like, unless somebody has said they're going to physically attack me or hit a woman or something, then maybe it happens.
Yeah.
But I get back Tuesday and I'm seeing me named specifically, and people are like, awfully convenient that SRS is so quiet. I had the day off Monday. I was in Las Vegas. I was flying out to Circa to do some interviews, do some work, and all that stuff. I think I tweeted about the Royce Keys things because I got calls from like his reps and him just clarifying details. I was not scrolling the timeline Monday. Now I'll say this. I wish our news team would have covered it. That's the long and short of it. I wish our news team would have covered it Monday. I talked with Jeremy about it. He explained why they didn't. I was like, okay, but it's a case-by-case basis. He didn't want to bother me on my day off, which are very rare. And I was like, we'll do better. That's it. Like,
I didn't see it until I saw a screenshot later on. I didn't see Ricochet's actual tweet. It was later on when people were showing it. That's when I found out about it. And it was just
I think somebody may have sent it to me in a reply, but I was not in my replies a lot Monday. Like it just wasn't on my radar necessarily. I had
the response was the same. It's kind of like, ugh, like come on, Trevor, we like it. It was,
but I mean, like, it's so funny, like that I'll have people that say, oh, convenient he had a day off. It's like, do you think I predicted this? Like, I didn't do our AEW Revolution post show in full on Sunday because I had this day off, but like, I don't do the day-to-day news aggregation. I'm not out there writing the articles on there, and that's not me putting the onus on somebody else. I wish they would have covered it. But I got people saying convenient that Ross Sapp is quiet. And I'm like,
you told me a week ago that you'd be traveling for this.
Yeah, I did.
So I might be on the road, but we'll do the hump on the 18th.
Yeah. So, I've had so many travel issues too. I wanted to make you like aware of it because who knows, but like, I also see the bad faith elements of this, and I have invited anybody on stream to do this. And I got people making excuses. No, I won't. People that said they wanted to catch me in public when somebody said they wanted to punch me in the head. I was like, come on this stream. Come on this one. I've had a guy say, oh, well, if he donated to an MS charity, all the proceeds of this are going to an MS charity. This show right now. Going to an MS charity. Hit me up. I will send you the link. If you want to come on here and debate the points of Fightful or SRS are paid for by, good luck. Now, a situation that certainly expanded this argument, Greg, was the news that WWE and Front Office Sports have come to an agreement for like content.
Right.
Personally, I don't care. I don't care what other outlets do. If as long as they're not lying, I don't care. It doesn't affect me that much. How do you view it? As like, you're not a reporter, like you're a content creator in many ways. How do you view this?
Well, I mean, they're not the only organization to strike a deal like this either, right? And it seems more of about, just kind of like a controlling the narrative type of situation, maybe with that. And the partnership doesn't really bother me too much at all in terms of what I read in the press release. But I think the reaction from, but Dave was in the front row of Dynamite and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't think these two things are related at all. It's like, well, they're paid, you're a shill, Dave's in the front row, and Tony Khan this, Tony Khan that. And I don't think that those are as related as maybe people are making them out to be. But based on what I read, it's kind of felt like a non-story to me personally in terms of something I'm going to care about, reading what the partnership is about. And it's not really that surprising, for WWE and for them to strike this deal based on, all I did was read the press release and and that was it. So that's all it is
abundantly clear to me. WWE wants to be their own media. They really do. And that's, why wouldn't they? They run their own company. That's why the big interviews go to Stephanie and Cody and Logan Paul. And then their peripheral media partners. I don't have to like it, but I understand it. It's not a thing that's going to make me lose sleep. Front Office Sports is not going to do what I do. It doesn't affect me. It's not going to affect Fightful. So, but I think that expanded the Ricochet thing. And I understand where critics look at the response to the WWE front office thing. And there were people saying this is quite literally announced, paid for, and bought media. And then people say, well, the Ricochet thing wasn't covered effectively, paid for by Tony Khan. And I'm like, well, first off, like, I don't know what you think would be the benefit of Tony Khan or any wrestling company paying me, but
Right. Yeah.
like, especially when I'll have people that claim that I'm not credible, but then they're worried about what I'm tweeting and not tweeting and the timeliness of when I'm tweeting it. Here's what I'll encourage anybody to do. If you see somebody saying, Sean Ross Sapp should have done this, Fightful should have done this, go to the little search bar on their Twitter, type in SRS, Sapp, or Fightful, and look at what comes up. They do not care. They didn't care about this woman. They didn't care about her feelings. They didn't care about anything except for seeing a person that they claim like loves AEW or something, say something negative about somebody in AEW. Greg, I had a person who was willing to talk to me last night. I actually was able to record it. But I was like, okay, what's your beef? What's your issue? And he goes, well, the perception is that you don't criticize AEW. And I'm like, okay, so you watch my shows? And he goes, well, I used to, but no. And I go, so you don't know if I criticize AEW or not?
Yeah.
And he was like, I just don't see it that much. And I'm like, okay, you don't follow me on Twitter. You don't watch the shows. Where are you looking for it? Is this something that you have ever experienced where people are like, oh, you don't criticize this or that enough?
Yes, all the time. And it just cracks me up. I'm like, I try so hard to be as impartial, unbiased as possible with this type of stuff. And if there is something that comes up in either company, I try to judge it that way. And it just does not matter. Once you get people that are all upset, hate another company, they're going to decide things are true in their head and just go with it. Just like what you went through. Oh, you don't criticize AEW enough, but I don't watch your show. You know, you're just, they're deciding that.
This is one of the fellas who claimed that, who engagement farmed. So I am going to go right now, buddy, to your Twitter. And here is the screenshot right now of your Twitter where I could send this public link. He has blocked me. He has not unblocked me.
Okay.
Come on. I'm going to give this gentleman a moment to unblock me. We will run a sponsor read and we can discuss this. And I'd be happy to.
Yeah. Bring your evidence, bring your receipts, bring things that actually can back up what you're spewing out.
Yeah.
You know, with your uncontrolled emotions.
I would love it. And then we'll also get to super chats, humper chats. This thing won't be a whole SRS versus 100, I promise. But let's hear from our wonderful sponsors at Nord. Let's see how many great things about NordVPN.com/Fightful I can say in 60 seconds. You can watch all WWE content with one Netflix account. You can get half off on pay-per-views. They have Threat Protection Pro. They have a password manager. They have cloud storage. It's the fastest VPN on the planet. You can watch football games out of market by changing your market with NordVPN.com/Fightful. You can keep your files protected with a private cloud. They've got VPN servers in 127 countries. They've got a data breach scanner to see if you've, for some reason, lost your passwords. You won't with NordVPN.com/Fightful. They got a 30-day money-back guarantee, and they've got 4 months free when you subscribe and get their deal. All operating systems, all devices work with NordVPN.com/Fightful. If you haven't heard enough, head over there and see a full list of features that we have at NordVPN.com/Fightful. So then he complains about me going to a commercial. He asked me to put the link in the chat. I did put the link in the chat, and there you go.
Okay.
There you go. But we do have some super chats and humper chats, Greg. Let's talk about this stuff. Fitzgerald says, I hope y'all are doing well. I hate the IWC sometimes. Community to escape real life for a few hours. Talking wrestling sounds fun, but it's toxic. Everything turns into tribalism. Social media has brought out the worst in fans. Oh, I agree. And that's why I am willing to speak to anybody directly. I'll have people say, why are you in people's DMs? Listen, way I was raised, if you talk to or about somebody, expect to hear from them. That's just the long and short of it.
Yeah.
But
people aren't used to getting responses. You know, they just want to talk, and then when somebody comes back and trips them up, you know.
JM says, know anything about Io Sky's Mania plans? I don't know anything about them, but Greg, like if there's one thing that this at least regime of WWE has done, it's very clear that they have valued Io Sky for a very long time. She's always, or almost always, involved in like integral storylines and important things. That does give me a lot of hope for her at WrestleMania. Is there anything specifically like you're looking at?
I thought so. I thought maybe with Io Sky at first, because I knew that she wasn't going to be tag champs with Rhea by the time they got to Mania. I figured they were going to drop those belts for sure. But Io's the best women's wrestler in the world, according to some. How can she miss WrestleMania? How is this even possible? I didn't think the Gauntlet IC title match was a path for her because AJ versus Io is too much babyface and too much lovableness in one match. So I don't know where she goes from here. I would love her to stick her over on SmackDown somehow and she can challenge Julia for the US. But other than that, I don't know what she does other than they're going to find a spot for her. But I don't really have it pegged. I don't know what to think. But she's going to be on Mania in some form. She has to be.
Yeah, she's got to be. I mean, she has been an important factor in their booking for a long time. And like it's when she got moved to the tag team division, it felt like everybody got moved to the tag team division. They surround a lot of people or surround her with a lot of people because they know they're going to get something really good out of Io Sky at all times. And also she is as like embraced as anybody. Everybody likes watching her. So
of course, beloved. I mean, that's one thing that can kind of, wrestling is so divided, but I think a lot of people, man, woman, old, young, AEW, WWE fan, everybody got mad respect for Io Sky, I would assume, for the most part.
Lots of people calling out the Minty Retro fella as understanded. He is on social media saying, I'll be home and ready at 8 p.m. today. It's interesting how many people all of a sudden want me to not cover AEW Dynamite after complaining that I don't cover an AEW thing. There was a gentleman who's like, meet me at Walmart at 9 p.m. in Dallas. I'm like, y'all know I got a job, right?
2013. Wow, yeah.
He's saying he'll be home and ready at 8 p.m. You're home. You were on the stream now. Use your phone. People call him with their phone all the time. Yeah, he's vanished, guys. I don't know where he is. He didn't think that I would run the link. Well, here we are.
But why not? Does he not? I mean, he should know. You do. You're not just talking out your ass here.
Man, Meet Norma says, with Danhausen's success, could Maki Ito go to WWE? We've seen a lot less Maki Ito across like all American programming. And I know that's something she wanted to do more of because she told me she wanted to be in America more. Boy, first off, what a great turnaround for Danhausen. I know WWE officials were very excited about that. He has been a runaway success.
Yeah.
Naturally, we'll get to the point to where people get sick of him and everybody turns on him. But I think Maki Ito would actually be a really good fit, like for NXT. Any thoughts on her?
The same exact thought you had. When you said Maki Ito, I pictured NXT. At least as a beginning point for her, because she is extremely entertaining, and that would just probably be where I would want to see her first, just to see, if she can create a connection there, get over, and then of course main roster. But yeah, she's great. I would love to see an opportunity at least for her, or maybe even getting into TNA a little bit with that partnership.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised they don't bring in more fresh people in TNA. Like, listen, all due respect to like Candice Michelle and people like that, or even Allie. Like Allie's got a lot of great history in TNA. But I do think they should bring in more fresh names for sure. Dave Koss says, how do they follow the I'll bury you next to your father to the intense Punk Usos segment to You're Old? I ask plainly, can Cody, Randy main event night 2? So we'll start with the You're Old thing. We had a guy in his early 40s telling a guy in his late that he was old. And obviously, listen, a wrestler's prime is much later than it was, which I'm very happy about.
Same.
But this, to me, Mondays did not follow the heat that got brought in previous weeks of the promos. How did you feel about it?
The same way. I mean, we were all expecting, I was saying it even on my show leading up to this. I'm like, tune in Monday night. We're going to get some Larry talk. And I think everybody was expecting that bark back from Roman because of the Sika comment. And then we just got You're Old. Do you have any insight into what we read about him supposed to say the Larry line and then changed his mind. That was something that was floating around there. But I thought it was kind of the weakest segment we've had between the two so far. But I think they can bounce back from that. I think maybe I wanted a little bit more than just the year old punch Roman laughs. I just wanted more out of that. So my thoughts
I haven't heard
were
anything about the Larry line yet,
yeah,
but I mean, that's one I expected to be brought up.
yeah.
To me, it is kind of wild to go from dead dad to dead dog. Like, to me, it elevates,
Yeah,
right? You
yeah.
start with dead dog, then you go. Maybe we could
Yeah.
ask Ricochet his thoughts on how you
Right.
should escalate such a thing.
Yeah, I don't
But-
know. I think maybe in Punk's case, though, I mean, he Larry was, I mean, everybody loves their pets. I mean,
Of
but Larry
course.
just felt like so beloved. He doesn't have kids. It's his kid, him and AJ. They love that. AJ said she would never love again when she was asked about Larry on that post show, whenever that was. So they very much love that dog. So I think that would be a line that would cut deep, to Punk, personally and his character. And I think the fans know that, which is why I thought the Larry line would be appropriate. But we're talking about a dog and a father here. So obviously they're
Absolutely.
different. But in Punk's case, I mean, that Larry is his life, or was his life.
Indeed. Minty Retro has joined. We'll wait for him to turn his camera on. We're not going to have anybody under the cloud of anonymity. If you're going to do this, you can put your face to your thoughts. Dave Koss says, Io, Asuka, Kyrie, triple threat, and let those legends go. Yeah, I mean, listen, that would be ideal, right? Like we saw when Io and Kyrie were both in the ring with one another. I want to say it was like a month ago. They inadvertently worked together and then caught themselves working together, and I like that. We didn't have the follow-up that I expected from Kyrie eliminating Asuka from the Royal Rumble, but this is a match I would like to see, Greg.
Yeah, and I think when you're thinking of a direction for Io, I mean, that seems like one of the only viable options left. But also, are they setting up a multi-tag for the women? Like, are we going to get a 4-team thing? Is it like the Kabukis, Nia and Lash, Bellas, and Alexa Charlotte? I thought they might be going in that direction, but they could pull the Kabukis out of that and just do the triple threat here with Io. That would be perfectly fine. Io's got to do something, and that match looks good on paper.
The Stone Immaculate says, I don't know if it was asked, but what is your percentage of Gunther being left off the card? The Mania card? I mean, 1%, just because anything is possible, and they've done crazy stuff before, but like, I don't think they can afford to do that, Greg. I think he's one of the best booked wrestlers, well, at least post WrestleMania last year, that I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. I think if the Mysterio thing doesn't work out, they're just going to have to squeeze him in somewhere, come up with something, maybe even not necessarily a match. Remember when we used to get segments and in-ring stuff randomly on WrestleMania? It doesn't feel like we get too much of that anymore. That one WrestleMania 32 when The Rock lit his name on fire with a blowtorch and things like that. Like, have Gunther come out and maybe just have a big segment with a legend, or I don't know, something, or set something up for the future if they have nothing else other than Ray. Because if it's not Mysterio, I'm kind of wondering who's left for Gunther other than just putting him in the ring with an LA Knight or another mid-level star and have him beat him, which could be underwhelming.
So, yeah, I mean, I look at that and I go, okay, they put so much stock into him. Goldberg, John Cena, AJ Styles, like, to not have him on WrestleMania. One of the guys I think is one of the best jobs booking that I've seen them do in a long time. I think that'd be a bad idea.
Yeah, same.
Dave Koss says Revolution was good, but I am too old man yells at clouds that it bothers me when tag matches have no tags. Swerve Brody are outside the ring for 20 minutes and 3-1 kickouts in the first 5 matches. Greg, this last point was a specific issue that I had with AEW, and I feel like I have this issue every pay-per-view. I feel like I have the same issues every pay-per-view. Personally, they're long for my liking. There's a lot of matches for my liking, but also it feels like the producers' agents don't communicate as well.
Exactly.
I saw Ibu actually post about this. He's like, man, the first 2 hours of this pay-per-view, there have been 3 1-count kickouts. I noticed it months ago when there would be like 5 different matches where somebody would spit on each other in a spot. And I'm like, well, what is it? It doesn't mean anything.
I know, right? We've heard stories about some guys just saying, hey, I heard you're doing a choke slam. I'm doing one later, so don't do one. And something as small as that. And now, how are the agents, producers, wrestlers, when they're during the day not communicating that there's, we got a whole bunch of 1 kickouts. Maybe let's drop 2 of them and, save for the next pay-per-view or something. That was a lot. And I think the communication there could be a big reason why that was like that. Because I think if they got together and say, hey, what are all your big spots? And hey, we got too many of the same thing happening. I don't know. I'm not a backstage person, but maybe.
But it's such an elementary thing because, like,
Yeah.
if you've ever watched The Wrestler, it's something that, like, they're talking about backstage at an indie show.
Yeah.
And enough research was put into that movie, which obviously is one of the better wrestling movies that's ever existed. But you see them going back and forth, like, oh, don't work the arm. I'm working the arm.
Yeah.
And that's without agents or producers or anything like that.
Yes.
So we will get one more super chat, and then we do have a guest. PG Umpto, you didn't have a super chat associated. You didn't have a comment associated with this. I'm going to see if you have a comment that I missed. So wait, is SRS criticizing AEW? That's funny. The number of AEW people I get that are like, damn, bro, you went hard on me. Pause. Matthew Hook says, get Collision off Saturdays so pay-per-views can be on. Listen, I wish they would just get it off Saturdays in general, but
yeah, right.
Honestly, the only other night for them is Thursday, and I don't want them going up against or TNA. I would like TNA to have that night to themselves so they can cultivate something to a grander degree and all that. But we do have a guest. Minty Retro has joined us. Welcome, Minty Retro.
Hey, what's going on?
Well, your tweet's going on. So here's a tweet that you posted last night at 9 p.m. And I'll just post it here. I'll just screenshot it and post it. I am not going to leave it to tone or anything like that.
Sure.
Here we go. Let me upload it. And Greg, you are also free to chime in here. You are a guest.
Okay, yeah.
I know this can be very awkward.
I was reading a lot of that stuff online.
He says, good old Sean Ross Sapp, which you tagged me and we had each other blocked, says, when King Ricochet made his disgusting comments and refused to acknowledge it, but instantly reposted his apology. I don't ever want to hear anyone try to claim these wrestling journalist losers aren't biased again. So let's start with your first paragraph here. I refuse to acknowledge it.
Yep.
You refused.
So, I mean, did you acknowledge it before you apologized?
Refused.
Refusal.
What does refused mean? What does
did
refused
you?
mean?
Did you? Did Fightful?
No. What is the definition of refused?
Just absolutely did not do it.
No, that is not what a refusal is.
Okay.
You could say that I didn't acknowledge it. Sure. I did not refuse to acknowledge it because I was unfamiliar with it.
That's weird.
So hold on. Is it weird?
Yeah.
Tell me why it's weird.
Because, well, I mean, I'm going to jump forward a little bit. You claimed that you were on like a trip or something and didn't see what was going on, but you were tweeting while you were on that trip about other things.
Great. What did I tweet?
I have no idea, dude. I don't like.
What did I tweet?
Other than what you believe, I don't sit on your profile like all day checking your.
Great. I'll tell you exactly.
You make a lot of assumptions for somebody who doesn't sit on somebody's profile.
Okay, let's say 2v1. Go ahead, guys. Go ahead. 2v1.
Great. Here's what I tweeted. It was an update on a Royce Keys story that I had scheduled the day before. Now I got people in your replies saying, "Interesting. He worked Monday." I scheduled a post. I posted evidence of me scheduling that post. Evidence of me in our Slack chat on Sunday saying, hey guys, here's the story for Monday. I got calls directly from the person that the article was about and their reps while I was at dinner in Las Vegas. I didn't even do our full AEW Revolution post show and said, hey guys, I'm flying to Las Vegas tomorrow. I have the day off. I wasn't on our post Raw show. You are not seeing me going through a whole bunch of stuff. I replied to Shaza for a post that she sent me that got sent directly to my text messages. I responded to a talent that reached out to me directly. I was not perusing the timeline that day.
Okay.
So
here's
where's the issue with that?
Sean, like you are the face of Fightful, right? A lot of people assume that you are the person that's kind of posting on that account, even though you're not. People assume,
and let's be clear. Let's be clear. Sorry to interrupt. I have not run the Fightful account since January 2017. A gentleman by the name of Kyler James has run that account since then. Now he has been joined by 3 or 4 others. I have the password. I have the access to do it. I have not run the Fightful social media since January 2017, to be completely clear.
So, like, what you're saying is very valid. You could have been on a trip. You might not have been paying attention to the internet. But then why?
It's not may have. I was on a trip. It was posted publicly. It was announced beforehand. I've got an interview with Naomi Rosenblum that drops tomorrow where we are literally at Club Legacy at Circa. There's no I could have been. I was on a trip.
You were on a trip. So was Fightful also on a trip that entire day? Did they just not want to talk about it at all? And conveniently, you also weren't talking about it because you were on your trip?
They should have posted about it.
They
should have posted an article about it. I told them that when I saw what happened. So
not a thing. Not a thing was posted about it. And
yeah, it's what I mean.
Said.
They should have posted about
apologies that the anger gets directed at you from the internet, but you were kind of the face of Fightful. And you were very adamant that you are a reliable source, that you are this, you are that. And then when we see this major news happening and conveniently nobody on that team is posting about it,
they should have.
It looks kind of odd. And then, yes, you were on a trip, but not everybody knew that. So it does look a little conspicuous.
Everybody knows that now.
You from tweeting refusal. That's the thing. You're just deciding these things are true in your head and going with them without knowing the whole thing. You mirror what every other account that has these issues does. You are all doing the same thing. You don't like AEW and you get all riled up if you feel somebody's being biased or not. And he just said he was on a trip. Fightful didn't put anything up. They should have.
Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and just take his word for it. Sure. I can assure you though that if, let's say, Logan Paul said that exact same thing that
Ricochet, if Logan Paul said that,
it would have been spoken about. Yes, you would have posted about it all day.
No hypotheticals.
You would have had meals off of that all week.
Let's
give me
first off, you think meals off that all week? How much money do you think we make from clicks?
You guys would have posted about it.
No. I'm asking you
about it all week.
I'm asking you a direct question.
No
I'm
idea.
not asking for a hypothetical.
No idea. I don't know.
How much money do you think we make off of clicks?
I don't know your analytics. I have no idea.
You don't know.
It isn't even in the top 5 revenue.
More than me.
Listen. Isn't even in the top 5 revenue drivers. I make $0 off of Twitter. I donate my X payouts every single month. Always have publicly announced that.
It's not even just about Twitter though. You guys would have made that headline news. You would have had it on your site. You would have been talking about it on all your social media platforms. But for some reason,
we wouldn't.
It was Ricochet,
in this specific instance,
it was blown over.
In this specific instance, no, we wouldn't have, because I was off work yesterday. It would have been the same, or Monday. It would have been the same exact scenario. So hold on. To be clear,
go ahead.
Yeah. To be clear, the argument is based on you think that we are biased against WWE and biased towards AEW, and you're providing a hypothetical example. Can you provide me a legitimate existing answer as to why you feel that bias is there? And if so, why does WWE not feel that bias? Because they invite me to every pay-per-view. They invited me to their headquarters. They invite me to press conferences. They invite me to all these things that all these people claim that we are on the AEW payroll for. Why does WWE not feel this way?
WWE has called out Fightful specifically before. And you claim that you got like a cheese tray from the company.
I got this.
Yeah.
Sean, it is a pleasure working with you throughout the year. Your work is strong. We appreciate the commitment to the craft. Nick, Paul, Chris, Greg, your friends at WWE. That would be
nice
Paul Levesque. That would be Nick Khan and the 2 PR reps that I deal with.
Presumably.
And they sent me a cheese tray because I sarcastically said, you all should send me the finest French cheeses.
I don't want it to be true. Doesn't mean it's not true. Which is what you're
showing a piece of paper with the WWE logo at top doesn't really. I mean, it kind of
card stock, baby.
Of course it doesn't. Yeah,
card stock.
I mean, do we
you've
have
seen
like
all you've seen all the videos of him
of
interviewing Cody Rhodes and all the other WWE people? You know, just but
so
you don't
to be
believe
clear,
this note. Jesus Christ.
So to be clear, you are of the belief that I forged a WWE note, have put it on the air.
I have no idea.
Hold on. Please let me finish. That I also sent one to Mike Johnson, and that after doing that, not only has WWE continued to do business with me, but they invite me to all their shows. They give us interviews. Like you believe that WWE would still do business with me if I had faked a message from Nick Khan and Paul Levesque?
I have no idea.
I'm going to believe what I want to believe. That's what you're going to do.
They've said publicly. I have no idea where that note came from.
I'm going to believe what I want to believe.
So here's what I'm going to encourage you to do. The first show that I was at after Backlash, when Triple H made those comments, was SummerSlam. I reached out to WWE PR and said, hey, is so-and-so okay? Or I would say, hey, is Stephanie McMahon still with the company? And they said, why don't you ask Paul yourself? We'll give you the first question. That was by design. Paul Levesque wanted me to ask the first question, and he wanted me to ask the first question. That way he could, it's his way of saying my bad without saying my bad publicly. But listen, if you're going to claim that I'm going to forge a note from WWE.
I didn't claim you forged it. I just said we have no idea where it came from.
It came from
WWE.
I'll tell you where
it came from.
It could have.
Came from
WWE. It did.
Are you okay, dude? Like, why are you crashing out? This has nothing to do with
this. Listen, nobody's crashing out. This is
he's more angry than you are right now.
I'm not angry. I'm watching a buffoon refuse to believe clearly, easy to understand information. You just don't want to believe it. So you're just going to say whatever you want.
If we're going off of facts, I mean, yes, he has a piece of paper. Yes, it says people's first names on it.
But was your tweet about him refusing to cover it? Was that a fact?
My tweet had nothing to do with what we're talking about currently.
Oh, okay. But that was because he refused. That wasn't a fact either, though.
It's just a domino effect. Also, what you're doing is what a lot of people do. When anybody approaches someone that has said something untrue, you know how many people have just outright lied about me, threatened to attack me, and then when I'll address, hold on. When I address them directly, they'll say, "Man, he's crashing out. He's crashing out." Ain't nobody on this platform ever seen me angry. Ain't nobody ever.
You tweeted about me until like 5 a.m. Eastern time.
Well, I wasn't up at 5 a.m.
I was
Eastern,
asleep.
So that's not true.
I was asleep for hours, and I woke up to you posting about me, sending Matt Coon after me. Like, what the hell is that
I didn't send Matt
you
Coon
were
after
posting
you. I
about
replied
him, and he responded. Is what it is. It's you posting about him.
I just pointed out something that
not like
was
I
clear as day. That's all.
You know.
He kind of put some context to it, but I just tweeted out what I saw. And this conversation, you still haven't explained why Fightful made no posts, no comments about the comments that were made by Ricochet.
Explained, they should have. Why didn't they?
Why didn't they?
Jeremy explained his reasoning on his show today. I am not on the Fightful day-to-day news team posting.
There's been no lack of coverage on the Ricochet team. We're doing a live stream right now talking about it on Fightful's channel.
Can you understand at least somewhat how that, like, when you're the head, you are the figurehead of Fightful. At least that's how people perceive you on Twitter. And people have these assumptions about you, right or wrong. And then all of a sudden this major thing happens, and conveniently Fightful isn't posting about it, even though you agree they probably should have, but they didn't. And you're on a trip and you weren't posting about it for a legitimate reason. You don't think that, like, that just kind of looks odd at all?
Of course it does. But then I got home. I posted about it. I said I thought it was disgusting. Hold on. We posted about it as well. Him apologizing to it doesn't somehow negate the fact that the comment existed. I did 10 minutes at the top of our show today about it. Asked people in AEW about it. Like, I think our news team should have posted it. Jeremy called me. We had a discussion as to why that did and didn't happen. His answer was, well, if we wrote an article about every stupid thing that every wrestler posted, boy, we would write a lot of stuff. And I go, well, we do post a lot of articles about stupid things that people tweet. It's a case-by-case basis. He didn't want to bother me on my day off. Shit happens. But you, among other people, especially many in your comments, many retweeting me, claim that I'm not credible, that I'm a hack, that I'm on the payroll, all this stuff. Why do you all of a sudden care about me being some moral arbiter of like, and like holding someone accountable and scolding another adult? Why is it you're all of a sudden pretending to care what I tweet about if I am so unreliable?
So let's go back a little bit here. Now, you say that you did have comments about what he said, which I did see that you did. But was that before or after you reposted his apology?
Great. So what I'm going to do is go to my Orbitz account, and I'm going to show you when I landed.
Okay, I mean, I'm not arguing that you weren't on vacation. My whole tweet came from you reposting his apology before you made any comments about what he said to begin with. That was the whole purpose of my tweet. Now, did you make comments about what he said before?
Listen, I'm sorry. I cannot build a Wi-Fi router on an airplane. I am not.
No, I'm not saying you should have. But if you were there and reposted his apology, why didn't you comment on what he said before that?
So to be clear, what I should have done was make sure that I knew more about something that I didn't know about while I was traveling.
It has nothing to do with you being on that trip.
It has a lot to do with it because that's
you reposted his apology before even commenting on what he said. So it's like it looks like you're trying to sweep it under the rug, be like, "Oh, he apologized, everything's good now." No,
is this how you spend your lives,
dude? I'm not even going to acknowledge you. You're not even part of this. You're sitting in the cuck chair right now. Okay, I'll talk to Sean because he's the one with the issue. I don't know what you are.
Okay, so you're upset that I get online after, tons of people claim how
Sean,
chronically online I am.
Upset.
Let me please.
You're upset. I have let you talk.
Okay. You were not letting me answer the question. You just complained. He just left. He just left.
That's a shame.
I didn't kick him. He just left. He complained about me being chronically online last night. And then he's upset that I was not chronically online yesterday. And when I got home, I got home at like 9 p.m., I think it was last night. I log on. I see the apology. He is upset that I didn't comment on it before then seeing the he wanted me to post a comment scolding him after the apology, but before I reposted the article about the apology.
Yeah.
Is what I understand.
He was such a perfect example of the circle of just idiocy that's the epitome of what they do and what they say. There was not one mention of the woman who got insulted by Ricochet.
Not a single one of them.
All they're mad about is that you didn't say something. They don't care. They don't care about objective media coverage at all. They care about someone that they perceive as biased, not talking about a wrestler working for a company that they've decided to hate, and they just go nuts for hours about it. He didn't mention that woman one single time. Didn't
not
say,
a single,
that wasn't right.
Tweet.
Yeah. Didn't
that I got has had any concern for that woman.
Yeah. Or sticking up for her or anything like that. They're more concerned with flaunting anger towards you or Fightful, whoever else they're mad at, than caring about the feelings that she has that may have been hurt.
Come on the show right now. Come on the show. You aren't objective though. About what?
Yeah, leave that's these just random blanket. You aren't objective though. Okay. That's what you've decided in your head.
Yes.
That's different than reality. Because
people are like, oh, well, you like the AEW show more than WWE. Right now, I do. In 2022, 2023, most of 2024? I did not.
Yeah. The
It's
opposite.
subjective entertainment for a review.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. So listen, I'll give Minty Retro the opportunity to even come back. We will hear from another one of our sponsors, and then we'll get back to the actual basis of the show. It's the Hump. At MyBookie AG, they say that you can bet on anything, anytime, anywhere. And they mean it. NBA, NHL, NFL, Major League Baseball, UFC, pro wrestling. But that's not it. Motorsports, golf, tennis, darts, cycling, cricket, handball, floorball, rugby, snooker, volleyball, table tennis, cycling. Yeah, you can bet on it at MyBookie AG. They got the best support system in the business. We only want you to bet what you can, and please bet responsibly. But go take advantage of being able to bet on anything, anytime, anywhere. They got live esports. They got racing. They got everything at MyBookie AG. And right now, get a $50 bonus when you deposit $100 or a $100 bonus when you deposit $200. You can bet with Bitcoin and play their great casino games as well. MyBookie AG. PG Umto, can you please send that comment again? You don't have to super chat it. Just please send it again so it's at the bottom, because otherwise I'll have to scroll up and find it. Mike Strauss says, I'm sorry. I love you guys. Greg, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry that you had to.
That's all right. I was like, oh man, we picked a good day to schedule this one because all this stuff's going down. I'm like, we might have a guest or two in here yelling.
Yes. I want to have you on again in the future as well, where we can just talk about wrestling. But
yeah, of course. Yeah.
New Like City says, get that loser off the hump. He's so deranged. He's tweeting Paramount Plus to not have AEW on their streaming service. Listen, I don't like what he said. I don't agree with what he said. I at least respect the fact that he joined the show, because that offer has been made to everyone that will put themselves on camera and wants to bring the paid for by argument. I'm willing to talk about it. And trust me, guys, I see the comments where you say, why are you giving these guys the time? It's bad faith. That's the point. It's bad faith.
Yeah.
You can dislike me all you want. I don't care. But like, I've never been paid by any wrestling company, and I never will be. There's P. Jumpto. Says, thanks for donating to MS. My dad has had it since he was 30. Seeing him with it and fighting every day is inspirational to me. Appreciate what you do. Well, I appreciate you, my friend. And of course, sending the best to your dad and you as well. I mean, this is just incredibly sweet of you. Thank you. Yeah, sure. I'd be happy to post this donation. No problem. And thank you for joining Minty Retro, even though we don't agree and your tweet was factually false.
I hope you're honest about that. Yeah, I'm going to lie about donating to a charity.
Fellas, we've raised over, $50,000 for charitable causes since Fightful started. Like City says, the only thing he said correctly was, I have no idea. I got to check out the humperchats too. Ryan K. Lamb says, I see his tweet now. SRS didn't let me talk. I muted him because he was interrupting me, but I would welcome him back on. Meet Norma says, bye, Felicia. And G. Schlatt, Funny Mike says, is what Alvarez said about Ricochet true? I don't think he's getting fired. He was not forced to apologize at all. He did that on his own. Mm-hmm. But New Lac City also says Ricochet was wrong, but people are more triggered about his tweets than racist, doxers, or traffickers. I've been accused of like 2 of those things by people that don't like me, not the trafficking, but there you go. Yeah. I'm excited to see if you've seen this. Shadow X says, SRS, the funniest shit I've seen all day was that big guy in Afroman's trail, but haters gonna hate while living in a basement. Have you, or trial? Have you seen the Afroman trial?
No, but I think I've heard of it, but I don't know what that is.
I moved to Lexington, Kentucky from a middle of nowhere town like 4 years ago. And I wish I was still in that middle of nowhere town. And because he is 20 minutes away from that town. And it is really the only thing being talked about right now.
Oh, I think it was you. It was your tweet then that I saw about it.
Oh my God. Yeah. So cops rolled up on Afroman, who has an incredible number of security cameras at his house. They rifled through all his shit. They didn't find anything. They were caught saying stuff on camera, and that he released the footage and made a music video out of it, and now he's being sued as a result.
Oh,
and it is unbelievable.
I'll be
He's
checking that out.
making music videos about each of the cops, naming them.
That is
and
great.
Like, saying he fucked their wives.
Oh, yes. I need to. Why am I unaware of this? Oh, sweet. I'm going to be looking into that today.
Unbelievable, Greg.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Oh, my God. It is the most insane thing. Like, you will see Afroman just show up at a basketball game in like a green suit with a cane and 4 cell phones in that town. It is
nice.
Unbelievable. Whew. So we got a couple more super chats, humper chats. We got a few more, actually. Lynn says, can't watch the show at work. Shouldn't be doing this either. But in case all Ricochet is being discussed, I'll preface this by saying I don't have MS. I do have a chronic illness. And I have to admit, if a millionaire turned to me and said, I'm glad you have lupus, I'd be pretty pissed. I'm also not a psychopath or terminally online. The action I'd want to be taken has been taken. MS is a bloody awful thing. And I don't know what he was thinking. I completely agree. Listen, personally, if I were Ricochet, and I've spoken to people around him, spoken to him about it as well. He feels bad about it. Feels bad that other people are getting shit about it. But if I were him, I'd probably donate to an MS charity. And he's apologized to that woman. But I mean, naturally, a lot of the damage has been done. That woman got, harassed an awful lot. But yeah, it's interesting how very little care that the people that are mad about it are giving towards her, as opposed to the hatred towards the person that did it.
I know. Yeah. The rage is all misplaced, and it's all just because they're all caught up in this nonsense of obsession.
We've got Meet Norma saying, is there a plan for Royce post-Mania? Oba versus Brock would be meaty, but if Brock wins, I'll yeet my TV. Could Mr. Meaty Keys be in the Andre? I could see Keys winning the Andre if they don't put him in anything. But the rumor is him and Jelly Roll against Miz and Kit Wilson.
Yeah.
Which honestly seems like a WWE match. It seems like the type of thing they would do.
They'd have to get that together real quick to put Royce and Jelly Roll together. I really want the Andre back on the main card.
I do too.
Two nights of Mania, they can't squeeze that in. Like, seriously?
I always thought they should do the Andre one night and then the women's the next night. And when I would ask people in WWE, they'd say, well, we're not really in the mood or the mode of getting everybody on the show. So
they used to be.
Yeah, they used to be for sure. Fitzgerald says, all in starting its ticket sales this late. They must feel confident about the card and selling out Wembley. Early card predictions, Cope and Christian versus FTR and Bucks would be great to see. That in a TLC match is ideal. I think we'll actually see Ospreay and Kenny. I think that we'll see the Brawling Birds either defending the women's tag titles or competing for them. I just don't know how they can keep those two away from Megan and Lena Cross that long. But I would like the two Road Warriors women's teams to hit each other up. Any thoughts on this?
Well, if they're going to do the ladder match, I feel like Cope and Christian might be champs going into that. Like that, they're going to have a tag match with FTR prior to that All In, right? Because they came back, and we've got months until All In. So I would love to see that match, and I think maybe Cope and Christian going in there as champs and dropping them in the ladder match would be great.
Yeah.
I forgot what the other match that you had mentioned.
The women's tag match.
The women's tag. Yeah, that would be a big match. But yeah, you got to keep them away from each other for the next 5-6 months or whatever it is.
New Like City says, Sean, is anyone taking you up on joining a link to debate you? To make for a hilarious show, call it Fake Outrage with Paige Shill SRS. So in this specific instance, only Minty has as far as on camera. You got a lot of people that claim they want to do it, but it was, I want to say like 16 months ago. There was the Air Gold thing, but of course he ain't going to get on camera. People saw how that went. Then there was when like DJ had his spaces and he had me on, and there were a couple people and they ended up deactivating their Twitters after that. But when people are confronted with the why they are saying things, it doesn't usually land as well. I never have people come up to me and like harass me in person, because if you are in public and you say, yeah, well, you like AEW. You sound like a fucking dork. Like,
yeah.
It's just the way that it is. Like, and that's what.
I mean, I'm a wrestling fan who watches wrestling, and I talk about wrestling on my wrestling channel, and to worry about how I'm talking about one company as opposed to another. I get accused all the time of being AEW lover and shill, and 90% of my videos in my 15 years on YouTube are WWE videos.
Yes.
Like, it's just like, what the hell? I talked about Raw. I was one of the only people that didn't crap on the Punk and Roman segment on Monday night. I think I was too kind to it, so I feel like I'm a shill for both companies, to be honest.
Dave Koss says, is it nutty that Gunther has been off Raw 2 weeks in a row? Penta, Knight have zero clue where Knight fits, and at least that would be heel/baby. Yeah, it is a little weird that Gunther's been off. There hasn't been a lot of follow-up. Penta will probably be involved in like a 6-person ladder match for the title or something. I hope Knight is doing something individually, Greg, because that man is perpetually over. But do any of these like stand out to you?
Gunther, I feel like the only reason he's off is because they're panicking. They don't know what to do if Ray isn't going to be available. And that was even a weird match too, because if Gunther was going to face Ray at Mania, I feel like Gunther's character would want that to be a retirement match or have Ray's career on the line. But I was kind of hoping that would be saved for Dominic to retire his dad when the time is right. But Gunther being off 2 weeks is concerning, but I'm not too concerned with him not finding a place on Mania. It just might not be the original plans. Penta, I love the idea of the ladder match, that great one that opened 31 with Daniel Bryan. With a great, they could do something like that on night one. And then LA Knight may be involved in the Usos and Punk and Roman stuff. I mean, if they can't figure out something for him to do, maybe he's running out there. Maybe we have a crazy overbooked night 2 main event with 100 guys out there.
Myra Prawn says, Sean, I'm happy to get on the show to argue you should be paid by these promotions by providing the transparency they often resist. I mean, listen, there is not a week that goes by where somebody from one of the two companies messages me trying to do damage control. And I've literally said to people that work, listen, if people know the way that I have talked to the top people in wrestling, they would not accuse me of being on the payroll. They wouldn't. Why would any wrestling company want to pay me?
Yeah.
If I'm mentally unstable and deranged, why would they want to do that?
Yeah, I thought you weren't credible and have no credibility, but you're also paid. They need to decide which side of the tracks they want to be on here, because they can't be on both.
It's just the mental gymnastics.
Yeah.
New Lac City says, money for you being forced to deal with these insufferable incels. Sick of you must be on their payroll because you aren't deranged and tribal about your wrestling. IWC is a cesspool. I saw somebody say, oh, interesting that nobody knew about Rousey or Tommaso Ciampa. And I was like, are we supposed to know about all of them? Like, yeah. I've reported on over 4 dozen AEW returns and debuts. Like, I don't know.
Are they just waiting like behind a rock to just pounce on just anything that their little obsessed brains can fathom? I cannot imagine living your life that way. It's just insanity.
I feel like healthy skepticism of media should happen. It absolutely should happen. Nobody should believe everything that any media outlet says, but
100%.
There are a lot of people that want the truth that they believe or what they believe to be the only truth, as if, Matt Hennessy says what he did was dumb and embarrassing. With that being said, there are a lot of WWE, AEW fans that are very toxic to these wrestlers. Both fan bases need to grow up at the end of the day. Yeah, I mean, you could go up and down a lot of these accounts that are wagging their fingers and say, yeah, but didn't you say this and this and this? And their answer will be, well, I'm not an AEW wrestler. I'm not a WWE wrestler. I don't have millions of followers. Like, if that's how you value a person's worth is their number of followers, then like, what are we even doing here? Fitzgerald says All In starting its ticket sales this late must mean they feel confident about the card. Oh, we actually read that one, but yeah, them starting the ticket sales this late. I was surprised to see that because I was at the ticketing event in December before the All In Texas thing. And here it is March, and they just finally put the tickets on, which, to be fair, the show is later in the year now. It's 5 months away. Yeah. But I am surprised that it's a little bit later, this late, Greg.
Yeah, especially with as many tickets as they're probably going to try to sell for this thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think AEW does the long shows that fans have fatigue going into Raw? Because I definitely felt it Monday since Raw isn't so hot right now. I think that would be a bad idea if that's why they do it. I don't think you should ever book your show because of somebody else's show.
Right.
Maybe when they do a Mania weekend show next year, they could want to try that, but I wouldn't do the fatigue route. I would just put on as good of a show as possible.
Yeah.
I don't need a 5.5 hour wrestling show. I don't need 14 matches. Other people do, and that's fine. There's a personal preference thing. I don't think this is why, but does it fatigue you, or are you good with the length?
Yeah, I don't. It's sometimes, and I don't think AEW would ever want to deliberately fatigue their audience. I just think this is the way they do pay-per-view. And I think it's always hard. It's also harder on Sunday when those shows happen. And then in my case, I'm also just in a lucky situation. I work on the West Coast. I never work Mondays, and I'm a night owl. So for me, I'm fine with the long pay-per-views. They don't bother me. I don't get tired, but I can totally see how other people with other lives and other situations, other parts of the country, it can be a little bit much for them. So the Saturday pay-per-views would be much better if they're going to insist on 4.5 hours every time, and then 5.5 if you're including 0 hour. But for me, I don't engage too much in that just because it doesn't bug me. I'm okay with the amount of matches, but I can totally see how fatigue can happen. And then if you're local, struggling getting home, transportation, things like that. But here in California, the show ended at 9:45 at night, so it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. Thomas says, do you think Hangman will really never challenge for AEW World Title again? Any chance he goes to WWE when his contract is up? I am never saying never about any wrestling talent. I have often said you never know the motivations of millionaires or artists, and in his case, he is both of those. And I'm not going to say it's impossible. He is at least signed through next year, at least. We just ran a story as we went on the air. I need to make sure that I actually hit post on that story. Yes, I did. Hangman Page is taking some time off of AEW, so maybe that will get extended as a result. I do think he'll challenge for the AEW World Title again.
For sure. Yeah, and I think Cody would have too if he would have stuck around. They would have found a way to undo that. And then, Hangman's a super over babyface, but they could always just wait it out a year or two until he goes heel again. And then he can just find a backdoor chicken shit way to get back in.
Brian K. Lamb says last WWE or WCW Greed pay-per-view aired 25 years ago. Thoughts? Has some underrated matches on it. Jason Jett and Kiwi was good. The Cruiserweight tag title match was good. Scott Steiner and DDP was decent. Shane Helms, Chavo was good. What that shows me is Cruiserweight division was cooking, and they didn't know how to book anything else. But do you have any recollection of this show?
I don't. I have a lot of recollection of 2001 and everything that happened there, but I wasn't even, WCW was barely on my radar. Yeah. I was balls deep in WWE and the overness and the Attitude Era and everything going on. And I was only kind of eyeballing like one eye on WCW at best. And I should have given them more credit because looking back, even though they're on the verge of death there was some watchable things in their product for sure. And there's some good talent there that I think I kind of missed out watching in those days. That's been fun to go back and see now. But yeah, I never watched Greed, and I don't, you knew more matches on there than I did. I had no idea.
Because I have talked about it. I think I've had a conversation with somebody about it before. Like, were there any good WCW matches on those? And I went back and rewatched it, and I was like, all right, not bad. Ryan K. Lamb says SRS on the Era Lucha payroll. Greg on the WCW. And I mean, hey, Era Lucha was on the SRS payroll. We sarcastically invested in it so we could get the updates in the Lucha mask years ago. I have tried to buy the Era Lucha video library, and my requests went without response. So I legitimately was like, listen, I'll buy it. I mean, I don't know if it'll be worth what I pay for it, but I was going to try to monetize it and turn it into like social media clips and stuff like that. But
I'll try to buy the WCW library from WWE. I can afford $10 a month for 20 years ish, something like that. Like, I can finance it.
We got our last one. It was nice to see a little bit of buzz for those ROH TV tapings. Hope they add more pay-per-views. ROH could be their NXT. It could be, but they've got to give that care to it. I don't think they're going to get a TV deal unless they give more care to it, and I don't see them doing that. But right now, Greg, it seems like they're happy to include ROH as a part of that My AEW service internationally and make that like a value play.
That could help.
Yeah, I think so. Just the more you give to people, certainly helps. But man, it was an interesting hour and 5 minutes, Greg. I'm definitely going to have you on when we're not
we don't have a third party.
Yes,
he was mad at me for being in the middle. I'm like, dude, you came in here. I've been here.
You were the actual guest on the show. And listen, I have had guests that don't agree with me and probably don't like me. So,
well, I like it.
But please tell the people where they can follow you. And we are going to have you back on very soon, I hope.
Yeah, well, I'm on YouTube. I've been on YouTube for many years, since 2010. Podcasts, watch-alongs, random videos, talk all things wrestling, WWE and AEW mostly. Good Mic Work on YouTube. You can follow me over on X at Good Mic Work as well. I got Instagram, I got Blue Sky, but primarily, if you want to see my face, YouTube is where it's at for me. Good Mic Work. Good Mic Work commentaries on YouTube.
Incredible work that he does. One of the great guys in this line of work. People are loving it. People are loving it. You guys will see us back on the stream. You will. Absolutely. Until next time, my friends,